Since the mid-1900s, our world has been steadily growing smaller. Advances in transportation, communication, and technology have made people everywhere more mobile. Increasingly, we live and work somewhere different than where we grew up. As a result, when we look around our workplace, what we see is a great variety in our coworkers. Today it includes men and women of all descriptions, different ages, races, faiths, sexual orientations, the unique features that make us who we are. This variety among people is called diversity. Embracing diversity can lead to significant benefits, both for people and the companies they work for. But if we are uncomfortable with diversity, it can result in real problems. In this program, we'll discuss the benefits that diversity can bring to the workplace, the obstacles that can exist to accepting diversity among our coworkers, and things you can do to support and encourage diversity where you work. Until recently, diversity referred mostly to the variation among plants and animals. But these days it's usually applied to the variety among people. And while the idea of diversity can be based on people's race, color, or ethnicity, it's not limited to those attributes. It can also include age, gender, sexual orientation, national origin, religion, and mental or physical disability, as well as the languages we speak, our socioeconomic status, cultural background, education, and political beliefs. Diversity is an important topic these days because our society is more diverse than it has ever been, and it's having a significant impact on every facet of our lives. For instance, in the United States, white people used to make up 75% of the population, but today more than 30% of us are persons of color, at least 20% of us are Latino, and more than 5% of us are Asian. The largest religious group in the U.S. used to be white Christians, but they now make up less than half of the population. Age demographics are changing as well. The fastest growing age group in the U.S. is people 75 and older. And Americans increasingly live in multi-generational households, with ages ranging from newborns to people in their 80s and 90s. Our lifestyles have diversified as well, with increasing numbers of people now identifying themselves as gay, lesbian, or transgender. In truth, any group of Americans you might encounter is likely to include people of many backgrounds who live, dress, think, speak, eat, worship, work, and play differently from one another. Any type of change can make people uncomfortable, so they can be slow to accept it. And when diversity is involved, this can cause serious problems in the workplace. In fact, numerous laws now prohibit unfair and prejudicial treatment of people because of who they are. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 has made discrimination based on a person's sex, color, religion, or national origin illegal. Other legislation has also been passed to protect the rights of women, minorities, older persons, and disabled individuals in the workplace. At one time, the goal in society was for people to conform, to shape themselves so that everyone would be more alike. But working so hard at being alike often stifled people's imaginations and creativity, and it actually made them less effective at their jobs. In business today, the goal is to celebrate the diversity of the workplace and turn the ideas, talents, abilities, and perspectives of its varied members into a competitive advantage. For example, consider two project teams assigned to solve a problem. While the members of Team A are more alike, those on Team B are more diverse. This means the members of Team B bring a broader range of life experiences, knowledge, training, and perceptions to the table than the people on Team A. By sharing their ideas freely and utilizing the best of each person's thinking, Team B can often come up with more innovative solutions than Team A. In today's business world, Team B is a clear winner. Something else to remember is that customers and clients' workforces are becoming more diverse as well. So if a company's employees also have varied backgrounds, they can often engage with customers better. They will be more likely to be able to speak the customer's language, sometimes literally. These employees are also likely to have better insight into customers' thinking, so they can anticipate their needs, improve service, and build a stronger customer relationship. Embracing workplace diversity is good for us and our coworkers too. We all feel better working in an inclusive environment. Knowing that we appreciate and value our coworkers' unique personal attributes helps to boost their confidence, strengthen their morale, and increase their job satisfaction, all of which improves the quality of their work and their productivity, and can help us do better work as well. Even though a diverse workforce can bring significant benefits to today's workplace, it's not always easy for people to adjust to the change. All too often, traits such as stereotyping, bias, and discrimination can interfere with how we relate to our coworkers. Stereotyping leads us to make assumptions and jump to conclusions about people because they seem to fit into a certain category or belong to a particular group. These pigeonholes are often based on people's color, age, sexual orientation, socioeconomic class, or some other attribute that catches our attention. Once stereotyping has caused us to jump to conclusions about people, then bias can kick in. Bias is a preconceived idea or opinion that we have about people who belong to the stereotype categories we've put them in. Examples of biased beliefs include women are the weaker sex, all foreigners are lazy, and older people don't work well with computers. In addition to being factually incorrect, biased beliefs also tend to be unfavorable and demeaning to someone or group. The combination of stereotyping and biases can lead us to treat people in unfair and prejudicial ways, to discriminate against others. Discrimination in a workplace can have a number of adverse effects. It can lower morale, stifle teamwork, and reduce productivity. It can also create such a hostile work environment that it drives good employees out of a company. On top of all this, discrimination is illegal. As you can see, there are a lot of good reasons that each of us should make a personal commitment to support diversity in our workplace. For a workplace to function smoothly and most productively, we all need to accept each other's differences, ages, appearances, lifestyles, languages, all of our individual attributes. There are a number of good diversity practices that you can follow to help with this. First, you need to recognize and understand any stereotypes and biases that you might have regarding your coworkers. One way to approach this is to consider things that you think you know about someone because they seem to fit into a particular group or category. Once you identify these preconceptions, you can work on overcoming any stereotypes and biases you've attached to them. The next step is to replace any biased assumptions with a real understanding of the people you work with. This requires reaching out to coworkers and really communicating with them. It can be a challenge if you each have a different native language, but making that extra effort to relate to them is important. And remember, even people who speak the same language can sometimes have trouble communicating. So being a good listener is essential as well. You should also make a habit of encouraging a free exchange of everyone's ideas and opinions. This not only builds teamwork, but also establishes mutual respect. As we've seen, diversity can bring significant benefits to a workplace, but it can bring a number of challenges as well. Fortunately, there are practical steps that you can take to meet those challenges. Let's review. Diversity among people has been increasing for decades. Workplace diversity can enhance creativity, sharpen problem-solving skills, and increase productivity. Stereotyping, bias, and discrimination can create serious obstacles to working productively with coworkers. Reaching out to coworkers and getting to know them as people is key to overcoming discrimination. An inclusive workplace can increase employee morale and job satisfaction for everyone. Now that you understand the benefits of having a diverse workforce, you can help to build a more respectful and inclusive workplace for everyone in your company every day.